All right, here we go. Another edition of B&J's Custom out here in Dallas, Texas. This video here is kind of just like an update video. We're going to give you an update on three of the cars that we got going right now. All of these cars are about a week, 2 weeks out from having their first start up. We're going to start right here at the 72 Cutlass, 442 Convertible. As you can see, I got the cover over it, to keep the rain out. But here it is right here. It's been a while since you've seen the engine, but this is it right here. Got the Ict brackets on there, the alternator and the power steering bracket on this side here. These are actually vintage air brackets that came with the aftermarket AC system. Got the water pump painted up.
You got the water pump painted up over here. We repositioned the throttle body on here, so it works both ways on these cars. And yeah, like I said, got the old air. Well, not vintage, it's actually old air. Got the compressor on here already, so we're just gonna get ready to crimp and run lines on it. Just do a little bit of plumbing on it, and like I said, it'll be running within the next week or two. Then, like I said, just got to run some power steering lines on the return and pressure on here. So we probably gonna end up just going with the Silverado. Silverado Escalade power steering lines. They work very well. They're universal, so they'll work real well. It's actually got the high output alternator on 160 amp on it, and so we got that going.
I was trying to zoom out a little bit, can't get the whole thing in there. Okay. But again, kind of what he was saying is we all we got pretty much left on this one is got to send the harness out on this one right here. We got everything on it for as engine wise. Pretty much we need the power steering lines, which we have the pressure already. We just got to get the return side. We got to get the transmission lines put on. And I'm going to get the fuel lines ran tomorrow. But again, this is the 72 Cutlass. Also on this one, I got to get this firewall welded up here. I'm going to put a plate over that and weld it up. We already smoothed the box out that go from the inside with some auto body tools, but we smoothed it out. I'm going to put a plate over and have that welded. The floor is going to be welded up. The tunnel where I put the 6L80E in there, that's going to be welded up. We also have Dynamat for the floor. After the floor is welded up, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. Get it welded up, and then we're going to go ahead and take the Dynamat. Going to lay all the Dynamat down on the floor.
Brand new carpet, brand new juke padding down, and brand new carpet. So customer, he actually went back what was in the vehicle. Had the opportunity to change it, but he loves the chocolate brown. Chocolate brown actually goes real good with his interior in the car. So yeah, like I said, that's it as far as the inside that we got going on. Like I said, with the 6L80Es, if you put these into a GM A-body car, whether if it's a Chevelle, Monte Carlo, Buick Skylark GS, Pontiac Le Mans GTO, like I said, you have to cut the floor. I know everybody don't like to cut their floors in their cars, but if you want that particular transmission or any other newer GM transmission, which is 6L80E or 8L90, or if you want to even go as far as to a new 10-speed automatic that GM got, like I said, 10L80E, you got to cut the floor. That's the only way it's going to work in these cars here. But now if you don't want to cut the floor, you kind of limit it to, like I said, 4L60, 4L65, 4L80E, and 85, and so on. So. But yeah, so like I said, that's what we got going on this 72 442.
Yeah, some real custom stuff on here. You gotta cut that floor. Also, we're using the muscle car oil pan, and like we said in the previous video, we had to have the oil pan altered to get the full turn.
So you get a full lock on these here. So if you see right here, this wheel on this car here is actually turned full left hard. And so on the muscle car oil pan kit, like if you don't want to, like I say, if you don't want to spend extra money to get a Holley oil pan, you can't go with the GM muscle car pan, but you will have to get it modified. So if you see down here how the inner tie rod end is not touching the oil pan, it actually clears everything. So it's very important that you have to do that. you know. But like I said, all depending on the mounts that you use too, so that plays a role as well too. So, but this particular car here, it has trans-dapper mount, so that may or may not have some, you know, may have a little something to do with it. But the sliders are Dirty Dingo. So I mean, like I said, Dirty Dingo is very good. I mean, use what you feel is best for your build. But yeah, Dirty Dingo, we have, you know, have had very good luck with them. But so like I said, it's very important right there. So that's one of the most critical things we had to do is modify that pan so we can get a full turn lock. So, you know,
I'm trying to get down here so you can get a good view of what I'm talking about. What we ended up doing was taking it to a local aluminum shop, a local welding shop that does aluminum. And what they did is, you can see right there, they actually just notched it out about 5 or 6 more inches to, you know, make sure that that steering clears all the way, because we had a problem with it clearing. And that's pretty much it on this car here. Like I said, wiring harness. We chasing power steering lines, transmission lines, and we're gonna get the fuel line ran, and gonna get the
radiator hoses, and just all miscellaneous stuff. So I mean, a big major part of everything is done in here. So like I said, just, you know, we just prepping them up to get ready to run them, test them, and everything else is it.
All right, here we go. Here, I kind of cut over to another car. This is the '89 Caprice, and we giving y'all a look at this one. You hadn't seen this one in a while since we shot the last video of us installing it, and it's pretty much all together. We got a belt hanging on there right now, but we're gonna have to get that belt shortened a few inches. Let me widen out a little bit, or yeah, close in a little bit so you can get a good look at it. We got everything installed on this one here. We got the radiator, it's just not sitting in there right now, but that's the LS6 intake on there. LS1 intake, and then the fuel rails were ordered off of eBay. This right here is the Ict Bracket. Again, like I say, Ict need to send us a little sponsorship over here. This is the Ict bracket on this side for the alternator and the power steering, and this one here is Ict for the
R4 AC compressor. And so like I said, we got this in here, so we actually use Ict. So we actually on this here. So what we're doing here, just got to get a custom line made for this compressor here, because actually the factory lines will not work on this. So we just got to get that redone. Just plumbing the fuel lines here, so we can run the Corvette fuel filter regulator on it. Get that plumbed up, get it prepped. Like I said, put the radiator in as you just said, and run the trans lines, which you do have, and you know, put his, you know, mass airflow sensor on here, his you know, ram air filter kit on it, and like I said, that's it. And yeah, like I said, as far as the water pump, we use the Camaro water pump on here. So we actually went from 98 to 02 model year, and it actually has a spacer behind it so it can push it out, so it can line up with the truck harmonic valves on this. So so that was really important, had to do that. So
get a shot of those spacers. There's the spacers right there between the water pump on that side, and there's
over here on that spacer right here on the passenger side of the vehicle, which on the camera is going to show on the driver's side on your left in the video. Actually has a provision right here to run a steam line on here, so it's very important to not to block that up. So we actually going to put like a cap. We're actually going to put a line in there so we can run a steam tube in there, so that way we don't have any problems with heads or anything like that, overheating problems or anything of that nature. So just showing you what's going on here. Got his brake booster lines and plumbing hooked up over here. Got that in there. So we just got to do a little bit of cleanup on here. Like I said, got his headers on already. Got them in there.
And these headers are a company we using out of North Carolina, and they're about $150, $160 something for the LS. What's the name of the company?
It's called Scorpion Products. They based out of North Carolina, and they making these headers here, and they actually fit a various amount of GM vehicles. And like I said, it fit this GMB body car, which is a Caprice, Pontiac Parisian, Delta 88. Fleetwood Brougham, anything like that. Actually, we have good luck so far fitting the GMA body car, Monte Carlo, Skylark, Chevelle, so forth. So
And these are actually the shorty intake. I mean the shorty
headers.
The shorty headers also. And I'm gonna cut back a little bit. This ICT bracket right here. This ICT bracket is used for the old style pancake factory AC. You can get them to convert over to different AC compressors, but the customer already had a new compressor, so we decided to go ahead and use the compressor that he had already. So pretty much like he was saying, we got to alter the lines up and get those lines to fit, because of course they don't fit with how we had to line the bracket up. But that's pretty much it. I'm just giving y'all a shot of that. Like I said, we got the radiator. A lot of this is just sitting up here. It's not all in how it's gonna be. We still have to drop the transmission down and run the lines. That's a few of the lines that's laying up there across there. We have to drop the transmission down and run the transmission plugs all the way back there, the O2 sensor plugs and everything to the back. But pretty much this is just a rough draft of how it looks. It'll be cleaned up a lot more than what it is right now.
Definitely be cleaned up, absolutely. And yeah, definitely be more cleaned up than what it is right now, as you see in the video. I know don't think it look like a rat nest, because it doesn't, but like he just said, it's just a rough draft on how everything is plugged up in there. Injectors plugged up, all the sensors plugged up. So we just had to modify his alternator plug in a little bit, because with this type of bracket here, since it kind of goes as a Corvette style, it kind of pushes a little bit over. So we just got to add a few inches on here, so that way it'll plug right here, and that'll be that.
Yeah, so like I said, this just is a rough draft. We still have some of his old factory wires that are still under the hood, but I myself don't like to cut them until the car is running and I know for sure I don't need them. So I keep everything that was factory up under the hood, and then when I'm done, whatever I didn't need, I'll either zip tie them up or I'll cut them off. But I'm just showing you the headers again. These some good looking headers. I'm gonna use them on the bill when I get ready to do them. They pretty cheap. Not cheap in made, but cheap in cost. I like how they're made. They look pretty good. The wheels are real nice on them.
Like I said, for under $200, and like I said, if you can't really afford like pace setters or showing fields, anything like this is the way to go. And like I said, these are not like typical China-made headers that you might see, on Amazon or eBay, anything like that. So like I said, they're pushing a good product out here, and they actually kind of give some good positive feedback, which they're going to get some. So it's a couple things that I see they can really change on, but really nothing real significant. But the main thing is they did fit the car. It does look good. So, and like I said, we went with shorty headers because if you have to replace a starter or anything like that, it's much easier to get to. It's much easier to work on and everything else. But with long tubes, not downplaying long tube or mid-length headers, but you're gonna have it's gonna be a pain in the ass for you, to replace that stuff. So this here gives a little bit more access to repair stuff when the customer needs to, and so I think it was a good choice.
Yeah, and then so like I said, in wrapping this car here up, like you can see, this is just sitting up here. This is the fuse box that was made into the harness. This is just a computer just sitting here. I gotta find a place for all this stuff to go so we can set it all in and run it and secure everything. But again, like I say, this is just a rough draft. We giving y'all an update of what all we got going on. This one here, we already got the return side ran on the power steering. We got to get a pressure line ran for it. We also have to get transmission lines ran for this car. We got them, just need to run them. And we also, since this was a 89, it was a factory fuel injected car, so it already has the fuel injection lines and the pump and the tank. So we're gonna have to upgrade it to a LS pump and drop the tank, put the LS pump in there, and then once we do that, we'll just
so like I said, just running the hard lines up, like I said, putting the Corvette fuel filter regulator up there, just making, like I said, running the hard line and making it into a soft line so it can plug up over here to the fuel rail, and that's it, and then like I said, we'll be running, be running and testing it and make sure it does what it's supposed to do. So like I said, this car here is probably about a week out.
really a couple of days out. And this is the 89 Cutlass. I mean 89. Oops, slipped up again. Yeah. This is the 89 Chevy Caprice Classic Brougham. I'm slipping today. All right, I'm cutting over to another one again. This here is the 72 Cutlass. 72 Monte Carlo. God, then why I want everything to be a Cutlass, man?
I don't know. What you got, Oldsmobile fever?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna make everything a Cutlass today. I don't care what it is.
I think you might. I think you want your Cutlass around here.
I don't know about that, but I hear you.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. Let me start that over again. This is the 72 Monte Carlo Chevy, not Oldsmobile. Okay. Now I got that out of the way. And again, this is a rough draft for this one, but this car here is probably about a week out. Same thing again. We got the Ict Brackets. This one here is for the alternator and the power steering. We really just like to use them. I mean, it's a good company. It's a good, clean product.
They made it right here in the U.S. too. That's another main thing too. I don't know if that matters to to you as a consumer, but they made it right over here in the States. So hey, if something ever wrong, like I said, they're right here in the States. They'll take care of everything for you. They'll send stuff out. You ain't got to go through a whole lot of, aggravation, headache, or anything like that if you ever have an issue with them. So that's why we end up using them for that purpose.
I hear you. I don't care where they made it. As long as they look good, I don't know where they made it.
They do look good, no doubt about it.
But yeah, they look real good. Like he said, they made somewhere in the U.S. That don't matter to me. But
actually made in Kansas, so for those that matter. So
Kansas, where's Kansas at?
Kansas about 540 miles from here. Well, that's what we're gonna start with that.
But this is the truck intake. It's got the vortex cover on it. It's been painted. So same thing. Water pump's been painted on here. We got the top radiator hose on. That's just a rough draft. It's not gonna look like that. We got the bottom radiator hose on. We also got the heater hoses hooked up over here. Got the same headers again. Those headers we just got done talking about on the last car. Got them on here. They look real good on this motor.
Yeah.
Let me give you a shot of the other side. They went right on there. No trouble. It was a real tight clearance on this side over here with the steering shaft. But again, like I say, it's a rough draft. You see the computer just laying down there. We're going to get it put up and mounted where it need to be mounted. But got the alternator on there. We also got to get a belt for this one. This one here is not going to be running with AC till later. The customers decided to, later on he'll put AC back on here. But yeah, just giving you a shot of this one and the other two. This one here is a 5.3. I should have said that in the video. The first car, the Cutlass, was a 6.2. The Chevy Caprice was a 5.3.
5.3 with a Texas Speed low lift cam in it, and this one here, the 72 Monte Carlo, it has a 5.3 with an LS1 cam in it. So it's just an upgrade from the factory in there. So with the good tune and everything, it's gonna be pretty powerful. So I mean, it's gonna be more power than what it had under the hood. So which was a 350. It ran damn good. I mean, the customer drove it here with no problem. So like I said, we're just giving you some updates of what we're doing, and like I said, basically coming to the final corner right now. So like I said, got radiator on here. Like I said, I ran the harness here, so got all that tidied up. So we just got to put, hook up a few things on here. Like I said, just, get a fuel line ran on here for the fuel filter regulator. And like I said, I'm going to wash it up for him, make it look like how he did when he brought it here, make it nice and clean and pretty for him.
Polish it, make it shine like a new penny.
There you go.
But everybody like a new penny. Nah. But like I said again, this is just a rough draft of it, man. The harness is on there, but just like the other car, everything is hooked up here, but it also needs to be ran down to the transmission. And with a lot of these cars, the tunnel is so tight that you have to lift the transmission up and slide the cross member back out, and then drop the transmission down so you can slide it in there easy, because it has to come over one side of the transmission and down to the other side so you can clip in the 60E plug and get everything else routed, but you also on that same one you have to have something ran on the other side. Yeah, so it's best to.
And that's for the output speed sensor on here. So that way, if you're running, say like Dakota digital gauges or you know, any type of other special gauges on here, custom gauges, you know, you have to have that so it can reach a speedometer. So so it does have to go on there. You don't have to have a neutral safety switch on these vehicles here, so don't stop it from running. So that's on there. So we're probably gonna zip tie that up. And what else we need to do this girl here? Oh yeah, so yeah, this one here is going drive-by-wire right here too. So you see how it has the, you know, it's actually it is drive-by-wire on here, so that's plugged up to it. So actually what I'm gonna do, since the pedal that comes with these swap motors here, they're so big, so I'm actually gonna modify it. So I'm actually gonna take his old pedal that came out of this car and, you know, morph that together with the drive-by-wire pedal that came with his donor, with the donor motor here, and then that way he still kind of have his old school look, but it's still modern, you know, technology with this here too. So he'll have the best of both worlds with it too. So it's gonna be kind of pro and a con with that. Pro is like, say, get to use his old pedal, but God forbid it ever goes out, then he have to do the same thing again. But those pedals don't ever go out. So
getting fancy with it, huh?
Yeah,
something else I forgot. This piece here also comes with the headers. It's kind of like just a little connection tube that also you can put your O2 sensors in. Some of them run O2 sensors, some of them don't. It just depends on, you know, what you want to do and what gen you're using. You got the O2 sensor, and then that's also the plug right there that comes in there, so you don't have to put the O2 sensor. But that's the good thing about these headers. They also come with two of these, one for each side. So you pretty much, if you look at it right here, you can put a donut in there or a gasket in there, and you can mount it back up to your exhaust that came off of there. And it's not really a big deal. Well, actually, excuse me, that mounts to the back side of the headers, and then you can just run your exhaust up on top of here and then have it tack welded all the way around. So they make it pretty dummy proof, pretty easy. Yeah. So that's a good deal for me.
You know, comes with all the gaskets, comes with all the bolts and everything, as you see on here. Like I said, it's got the gaskets in there in place. Like I said, the bolts are already on there.
New shiny bolts too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and now they're a good grade of hardware, so they're not no cheap stuff that you might see out here. So I mean, they really took care of the customer. I have to give that to them. You know, give it up for Scorpion Products out of North Carolina. So, and
you know, I just ran this camera by there, but we're gonna have to change them hose clamps out because they look dirty. We just got them on there right now. That's just a rough drive. But I forgot to say too, on this car and the 89 Caprice over there, I didn't call it a Cutlass. The 89 Caprice over there, we use UMI engine mounts. These are actually some nice mounts right here. It's probably gonna go sideways, but I'm trying to get a good look at it. It also has a grease fitting on there. I probably showed y'all that in another video, but those are pretty nice right there. I think I'm gonna try to use some of them if they have some for my style of engine when I get ready to do my swap. But those are UMI frame mounts, and those are UMI motor mounts that bolt to the motor. The 89 Caprice also has some on there. They're different from these. The 72 Cutlass. See, now I want to say Cutlass,
yeah,
but
so now, yeah, see, that's the Cutlass over there. So
the 72 Cutlass over there that we showed you first, it has what are those, Transdaps?
Actually, yeah, Transdap frame mounts with
Dirty Dingo, yeah,
engine mounts. And this one here, the 72 Monte Carlo right here, it has UMI frame and engine mounts. And then the 89 box Chevy Caprice that we showed you just before we came over here to this car actually has Dirty Dingo. So those went right on there over to the clamshells and everything. I mean, that was literally like a bolt in. So
yeah, but again, this car here, like I said, this one here is about a week out also. Pretty much we got the return line already ran for the power steering. We're gonna go ahead and get the pressure line.
Oh, that is the pressure.
Oh no, that is the pressure line, excuse me. So we just need to get a return line on there, get the transmission lines ran, and then we need to get the fuel lines ran, which all of that'll pretty much be done tomorrow on all the cars. That's pretty much it for the 72 Monte Carlo. And over here I got a 81 Cutlass, but I ain't gonna show you what's under the hood of this one. This one here is top secret. I ain't gonna show you nothing under the hood of this one here. But this one here, be expecting to see this one come probably after Thanksgiving. This one is gonna be headed. This is gonna be headed for video. It's gonna be out. I got some more upgrades that's gonna go on this one. And this one here gonna be running. Over here, this one here is you seen this in one of my previous videos. This is the 96 Chevy Impala. I didn't call it a Cutlass. This one here is gonna be coming probably around December, probably around December, the beginning of December. This one here is gonna be coming. This car here, we've been back and forth with what motor we gonna use, but I'm trying to go and get the customer to go ahead and get that 6.0 and put it off in this this big car right here.
Don't even play with it. Just go 6.0, man.
Go ahead and get this thing moving.
That's it.
I feel like I feel like anything under a 6.0 is just disrespectful for this car here, man. I know a lot of people probably like, man, I got a LS1, I got this, I got that. Nah, man. A 6.0, anything under that is disrespectful for this car. I'm sorry. That's just my feelings on it. I know a lot of people 5.3 till they die, 4.8 till they die, but a 6.0 for this car here is for the win.
Yeah, for this one here, yeah, because it already had a 5.7 LT1, so yeah, I wouldn't go smaller than that myself personally.
6.0 for the win.
Yeah, 6.0 or 6.2, or if you even want to go for the gusto, if it was me, I'd go LS7, 7.0, or LSX 7.4, 454 all day.
But this pretty much gonna wrap this video up. I got one more vehicle that I just got. So a 99 dually. That's gonna be a special project that I'm gonna do. Probably about the first of the year. Y'all gonna be surprised at what I put in there. Just stay tuned to it. But again, this is B&J's Custom, Dallas, Texas. You got any questions, get at me in my comments or get at me in my email. It's dieselmechanic8@gmail.com. Hit me up with any questions, any work, anything you want to know, and then I'll get back to you as soon as you leave me a message. I ain't got nothing else to do. So just get at me, I'll get right back to you. I'm not like some of these other YouTubers where you hit them up, they don't get back to you. I'll get right back to you. I don't got nothing else to do, so I'll get back at you. And just let me know, any questions, concerns, anything you want to know about something we doing. I don't hide nothing. It's all work. It's all nuts and bolts. So
that's right. And once again, hey, thank you for supporting us on here at B&J Custom out here in Dallas here. I'm Law, and like I said, I really only get my name, but that's what I'm gonna go by. My name is Law. Everybody calls me that. So, but yeah, we do appreciate the support that our friends and family has been giving us with this project here. We've been doing this for a while, so we just actually decided to kind of come a little bit more mainstream with it this year. So, but yeah, we do appreciate the support a lot. It does mean a lot to us, And
I was gonna say we was on a chase to 100, but we already done passed 100 subscribers, man. I appreciate that. We looking for 500, 800, 1,000. We trying to get as many subscribers as possible. Not trying to sound like, that, but we trying to get out there. Like I said again, we appreciate it. I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's getting dark. It's getting cold out here. Eventually we probably gonna be moving inside. Probably in the next month, 2 months, we probably gonna be moving inside, man, because it's getting cold down here in Dallas.
Yeah, it's damn cold too. Feel like Chicago, and that's where I'm from, so it feels just like this here.
All right, but again, it's B&J's Custom, man. Appreciate the support. We out.